In today's world, we have access to any information within seconds, either at our fingertips or in our bags. Without leaving our stuffy concrete box, we can receive education and connect with people all around the globe. Scientists have found that in the second decade of the 21st century, human intelligence has been steadily declining. This is the time we are living in, so leave your intellectual comments, give smart likes, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Now, let's dive into the past. What do we see there? Our peers, even just 30 years ago, were smarter than us. Scientists have been tracking changes in the intelligence level of people across different age groups for decades using the IQ test. The average IQ score is considered to be 100 points. An EQ below 70 is often classified as mental retardation. From 1909 to 2013, humanity became smarter not only due to improved living conditions, access to education, and technological advancements, but also due to a phenomenon called the Flynn effect. For those who don't know or have forgotten, let's consult Madame Wikipedia. The Flynn effect is a statistical phenomenon characterized by a gradual increase in IQ scores over time, both within individual countries and globally. The effect seems paradoxical as the rise has been observed over decades, making it difficult to explain solely through evolutionary genetic factors or any single human consensus. However, since the 1990s, the rate of IQ growth has been declining, and from 2013 onwards, growth has been replaced by decline. Researchers worldwide have been observing this trend. In the year 2000, the average global IQ score was 90.31. Scientists predict that by 2050, it will drop to 80.67. If we continue in the same vein, then in just over a century, an adult will have the intelligence of a 9-year-old. The reasons behind such a global decline in intelligence are not definitively known, but experts are already conducting research and building hypotheses. According to one of them, our mental abilities suffer because we are increasingly dependent on smartphones and the internet in general. It's now unnecessary to hold information in our heads when we can find it online with a click of a finger. There's no longer a need to calculate mentally or memorize routes because we have calculators and GPS navigators. As a result, an outstanding erudite will lose in the intellectual game against a careless student with a smartphone. All of this deprives modern individuals of motivation to train their brains, similar to how physical strength ceased to be an advantage. Today, erudition and memory are losing their advantages. Why is this happening, you might ask? We'll answer that by sharing this video with your friends and listening attentively. Almost everyone knows that an unfavorable environmental situation affects the brain, even in the womb. For example, the IQ of children aged 4 to 6 born in the most polluted regions of the USA is 2 points lower than their peers in cities with better ecology. We don't need to describe the realities of our homeland with cities like Krasnoyarsk, Magnitogorsk, and others known for their risks in high pollution. However, harmful emissions into the atmosphere contribute to intelligence decline in people of all ages. Researchers say greenhouse gases worsen our concentration, memory, and decision-making abilities. Studies conducted in China with 20,000 participants showed that polluted air primarily affects mathematical abilities rather than language learning, and the male population is more susceptible to its effects than females. People over the age of 64 are at a special risk group where high levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere can lead to dementia. What can be done about this? Unfortunately, improving the ecological situation, especially in big cities, is a long and challenging process. However, specialists already advise breathing fresh air more often and installing air purifiers in homes and offices. In developed countries, women with higher education levels and successful careers are increasingly either opting not to have children at all or having only one child. Meanwhile, in lower-income social groups, birth rates are higher. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that a child from an educated family is smarter than a rural boy. The claim that intelligence depends on genetic factors is being doubted by many scientists today. Children from intelligent families have more opportunities for education and intellectual development. Therefore, the decrease in birth rates among socially well-off populations can indeed affect global intelligence metrics. The diet of an average person on Earth has significantly changed in the last 100 years, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Surprisingly, this has also impacted intelligence. Over the past 50 years, humanity has been consuming more animal fat and sugar. The brain works slower not only when you consume excessive amounts of sugary products, but also when you consume fruits in large quantities these, strangely enough. Saturated fats, red meat, dairy products, coconut, and palm oil all break down neural pathways responsible for motivation. Conversely, omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, seeds, and nuts protect neurons from damage. Perhaps it's worth reconsidering the methods of measuring intelligence. New technologies have changed human life, and the brain adapts to the new system. Some functions inevitably become less significant, while the role of creative thinking grows. In the 21st century, the development of imagination and creative abilities takes center stage. Successful people are those capable of generating fresh ideas. The standards of IQ tests established in the past century may simply be outdated, so it's not time to abandon the calculator or navigator just yet. Instead, scientists advise putting the smartphone aside more often and picking up a book. We support this idea as long as you're not watching our video from your device. Watch the video first, then read books. Speaking of which, Elon Musk once said that books were his primary source of education, followed by parents. Specifically science fiction, professors at Stanford University advise their students to read for the development of thinking and imagination. The head of SpaceX spent 10 hours a day reading such literature in his childhood. As it turns out, a passion for books of any genre stimulates brain activity. It's not just about thorough study and analysis of the text, but also reading for pleasure. When we read, we immerse ourselves in the character's shoes, activating brain areas not engaged during TV watching or video game playing. Unfortunately, such effects are not observed with those activities. How do you feel about this test? We're waiting for your answers in the comments. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next video. It's already on its way. See you soon.